I'm thrilled to be here because, yes, I'm an author. I wrote a book called Hug Your Customers, another one called Hug Your People. And I know I wouldn't be here if I hadn't written the books. So how did I ever begin to use the word hugging to describe our business culture? You see, I was asked, golly, it was over 10 years ago. The CEO, there was the CEO summit. Sat next to a big shot CEO, one of the finest men's stores and women's stores in New York City. And he put his finger in my face and he said, the next thing you're going to tell me, Jack, is that you and your associates actually hug your customers. And I closed my eyes for a second, and I could see my brother Bill. My brother Bill, he came out of the womb to hug. He's a born hugger. And then I said to myself, doesn't everybody hug their customers? Back to Ron. And then right there, I realized that not everybody does hug their customers. So what's a hug? You all know what a hug is. Yes, it can be a bear hug, but it's a metaphor, isn't it? It's a metaphor for any caring gesture or deed that personally touches the customer. Because what do you think? What happens when you hug somebody? They hug you back. These customers become clients for life, forever, forever. The other day, maybe 6 months ago, in the summertime, I mean, it was last summer. Anyway, it was a very hot, humid day in Greenwich, and this gentleman, I saw him in the shoe department with his son, and he had a dog with him. And I went over and made a fuss over the dog and the son, and I sort of recognized him. And he said, you know why I've come back so often, Jack? I said, no. He's buying his son some shoes. He said, years ago, when I didn't have any money, I was single. I had a dog, though I love dogs. I started on top of Greenwich Avenue. I walked all the way down. Every single store said, no dogs allowed. No dogs allowed. And you got to Richards, and there was like a bowl of water outside for dogs. But the door was opened, and they said, why don't you come on in and bring it? It's very hot and humid out here. The dog can have some water inside. So I've never shopped anyplace else since that day. And in my next book, Hug Your People, I went into it more depth. We actually have 7 or 8 interviews for everyone, because it's very important for them to understand we want to hire them forever for our culture. We're hiring for culture, not for a job. We want them to be part of our team. That's another big word that Holly uses over and over again, is part of our team. One last thing I'd like everybody to do before we do some questions and comments. Can everybody stand up, please? Stand up. And you know what I'm going to ask you to do? The person next to you around, handshake, or go for it. How about a hug?